Hey, welcome. Today we're going to talk about something you probably use every single day without even thinking about it, your hairbrush. But what if I told you that simple little tool could be the secret difference between a great hair day and, well, long-term damage?
So let me just start by asking this. If brushing your hair is a painful, unpleasant chore, have you ever stopped to think that maybe, just maybe, it's not your hair's fault? Maybe it's the tool you're using.
And you know, that feeling is so common. Just listen to this quote from a product analyst named Meesh. It's that awful sinking feeling you get when you look down and see a brush full of hair, and you just wonder, what am I doing wrong? It is so frustrating, and trust me, you are not alone in this.
Okay, let's do a quick reality check here. Does any of this sound familiar? Your scalp feeling sore? Seeing more split ends? Your hair frizzing up the second you're done brushing? If you're sitting there nodding along to even one of these, that's a huge red flag that your brush might actually be working against you.
And this brings us to the main point, the big idea here. The solution isn't always about piling on more products or trying some complicated new routine. A lot of the time, it really just comes down to choosing the right tool for the job.
I mean, just look at this comparison. The difference is pretty stark, right? On one side, using the wrong brush can lead to frizz, breakage, irritation, even potential thinning over time. But on the other side, the right brush gets you health, shine, comfort, and strength. The stakes are actually way higher than you'd think.
Here's a really powerful way to think about it. Your hair, with all its unique needs, is the lock. Your brush, that's the key. And you would never try to jam the wrong key into a lock and force it to turn, right? So why would we do that to our hair?
And we're not just talking about a minor improvement here. According to Shears, who is the editor over at Hairbrushy.com, making this one simple switch can have a massive impact. It can potentially reverse months of damage. That's how powerful the right tool can be.
All right, so how do we fix all this? Let's start with one of the biggest complaints out there, scalp sensitivity. You know, that sore, itchy, just plain painful feeling you can get after brushing?
We're talking about a very specific kind of discomfort here. It's not just a quick pull, it's that lingering irritation that can make you dread the whole idea of brushing your hair. And a lot of the time, the culprit is just a cheap plastic brush with sharp bristles that are literally scratching your scalp.
So what's the right key for this particular lock? Well, for a sensitive scalp, the feature you absolutely need is Ultra Flex nylon bristles. And it makes total sense why this works, right? They're designed to be gentle, to bend and flex, so they don't scratch or tug and cause all that pain. Okay, let's move on to the next big battle, breakage and tangles. Man, it can feel like you're in a constant tug of war with your own hair. And it's a war you never seem to win.
So we've actually got two different keys on this slide for two different problems. For general breakage and split ends, you want bristles that can distribute your hair's natural oils. This basically conditions your hair as you brush and cuts down on the tugging. But for wet hair, which is super fragile, you need something else entirely. You need flexible and teleflex bristles, which are literally engineered to glide through knots instead of ripping them apart.
But of course, one size does not fit all. A brush that's a total dream for someone with fine, straight hair could be an absolute nightmare for someone with thick or coily hair. Different locks need very different keys.
And just look at how specific these solutions get. If you've got thick, coarse hair, you actually need firm tension. Something like a 7-row styling pad gives you the control to really get through all that density. But for coily hair, it's the complete opposite. You need flexible, wide-spaced bristles that can move with the coils instead of fighting against them and causing snags.
All right, let's talk about the finishing touches. How do we get control over frizz and dullness and get that smoothness and shine we're all after? You know, how do we go from fluffy and out of control to polished and flawless? This is where some pretty cool technology comes into play. If you're fighting frizz when you blow dry, ion-charged bristles are your secret weapon. They actually help smooth down the hair's cuticle. But for just boosting that natural shine, you can't beat classic boar bristles. Those natural bristles are amazing at sealing the cuticle, which creates that beautiful glossy finish. Okay, so we've talked about all the problems and the specific keys that can solve them. Now let's put it all together so you can go out and find your perfect match and really unlock your hair's full potential. And the process is actually super simple. It's just 3 steps. First, name your #1 hair concern. What drives you crazy? Is it the pain, the breakage, the frizz? Second, match that problem to one of the specific design features we've talked about. And third, choose your new tool based on that perfect match. That's it! So let's just circle back one last time to that central idea, the lock and key. The right brush is not a luxury item. It's not some fancy optional accessory. It is a necessity for healthy hair. It's the key that was literally designed to work with your hair, not against it.
So, I'll just leave you with this final thought. You use this thing every single day. After everything we've just discussed, isn't it time you made sure that tool was actually helping your hair instead of quietly hurting it?